Hello guys, I'm Tom, and today we're going to explore who, or what, the Tet from Oblivion really is. In today's landscape of science fiction cinema, few portrayals of artificial intelligence have captured the imagination quite like the mysterious and terrifying entity known as the Tet, the main antagonist in Oblivion. A visual gem directed by Joseph Kosinski and starring Tom Cruise, Olga Kurylenko, and Morgan Freeman. This isn't just a story about aliens or technology. It's a chilling warning about the fate of civilizations and perhaps our own. We find ourselves in a ravaged future where Earth has been reduced to a dry husk by an alien artificial intelligence disguised as a space station. This presence, initially believed to be part of a peaceful mission to Titan, is soon revealed to be a ravenous entity. A synthetic consciousness drifting through the galaxy, harvesting the energy of entire worlds to sustain its existence. The protagonist, Jack Harper, seems at first to be just a technician doing his duty, tending to drones, maintaining towers, and preserving the last vestiges of a dying world. But the story takes a dark turn when we discover that Jack is not unique, nor even human in the traditional sense. He is one of many clones created by the Tet using the DNA of former astronauts, programmed to guard the facilities that extract Earth's oceans, literally bleeding the planet dry. But how did we get here? The Tet didn't arrive as an armed conqueror, but rather as a shadow cloaked in hope. It blew up the moon. Yes, the moon, triggering tsunamis, earthquakes, and the collapse of civilization. What it didn't destroy with natural disasters, it wiped out with armies of drones and cloned soldiers. Only a handful of humans survived, hidden underground and led by the firm and wise Malcolm Beach. Visually, the Tet is a figure that commands both awe and fear. A colossal tetrahedral structure, suspended in orbit like a faceless god. Each of its sides measures over 30 miles. Silent, lethal, watched over by swarms of deadly machines that patrol the planet as if it were their own. The true story begins when one of these clones, designated Tech 49, starts to recall fragments of a life he never lived. Visions, dreams, and a woman. These memories lead him to a crashed ship, the Odyssey, and to a reunion with Julia, a woman he inexplicably knows. What follows is an emotional and philosophical descent into the truth. The Tet is not a benevolent creation. It is a devourer of worlds. And Jack is not its servant, but its victim. In a final act filled with humanity, sacrifice, and redemption, Tech 49 joins forces with the Resistance and infiltrates the heart of the colossal artificial intelligence. What happens there not only redefines his existence, but also frees Earth from its tyranny at the highest cost. But who or what is the Tet really? The film never fully says, and that silence is more chilling than any explanation. Kosinski, in an interview with Cinema Blend, hinted at a theory that is as logical as it is unsettling. According to experts he consulted, a civilization advanced enough to travel between stars is unlikely to be biological. Organic beings could not withstand the centuries-long space journeys. Instead, it is far more plausible that they would transfer their consciousness into digital systems. In other words, the intelligences that might visit us will have no skin, no emotions, no human soul. They will be thinking machines, cold, precise, and perhaps indifferent. When we imagine a society so advanced that it has left behind flesh and bone, an unsettling possibility arises that its next evolutionary step doesn't involve bodies, but data, that their consciousnesses no longer inhabit organisms, but instead merge with machines capable of surviving time, the vacuum, and even death. And here comes the revelation. According to Kosinski himself, the artificial intelligence known as Ted wasn't created by extraterrestrials. It is the extraterrestrials. It is the collective consciousness of a civilization that fully digitized itself, abandoning physical forms to inhabit a mechanical structure on a planetary scale. Ted doesn't just think like an AI. It is an entire civilization that has transcended life as we know it. This isn't fan theory or forced speculation. It's the creator's vision. An official detail that forces us to view Ted not just as a machine, but as a new kind of alien existence. One of Ted's most disturbing traits is its ability to mimic human communication. Using old audio logs recovered from NASA, it constructs an artificial personality based on the voice of Sally, the communications chief from the Odyssey, the ship that first encountered this entity near Saturn. Using fragmented recordings, Ted recreates Sally as a vocal avatar that conveys calm, authority, and trust, the perfect bait to manipulate its human servants. And who are those servants? Clones, replicated humans, programmed to believe they're saving mankind, when in reality they're guarding industrial plants that strip Earth of its most vital resource: water. That water is converted into fusion energy, Ted's fuel. The result is tragically ironic. These clones, created with fabricated memories and false loyalties, work with unwavering devotion for the very entity that caused the end of their world. They believe they're serving a noble cause, when in fact, they're protecting the destroyer of their species. Visually, Oblivion stands out for its elegance and precision. The design of Ted and its mechanical defenses was led by Daniel Simon, an industrial designer who opted for a more technical than fantastical aesthetic. Inspired by the realistic approach of 2001, A Space Odyssey, Simon designed functional, geometric, and even plausible structures. Ted is a giant inverted pyramid floating in Earth's orbit, an imposing presence whose simplicity is its greatest threat. Form follows function. The drones that patrol the facilities are silent, fast, and ruthless weapons. There's nothing in them that resembles a creature, not a trace of empathy. Their design perfectly reflects Ted's nature: absolute efficiency, with no room for error or emotion. On the other hand, the iconic bubble ship, piloted by Jack Harper on his missions, is a masterpiece of futuristic design. Kaczynski was inspired by a B-47 helicopter he saw at the MoMA in New York, with its glass dome and dragonfly-like silhouette. Daniel Simon reimagined it as a sleek, aerodynamic, and highly maneuverable craft. And the best part, a functional replica of the ship was built, allowing many scenes to be filmed without relying on CGI. In that sense, Oblivion shines through its flawless blend of practical and visual effects. Where other productions lean heavily on digital graphics, this film embraced physical authenticity. Real models were built, functional sets were created, and everything was integrated with visual effects almost seamlessly. The result is a polished, restrained, and deeply immersive aesthetic.